Alright, let's try a fighter build. Do Valor.
Down.
You ready to do Bio Project? Huh? That's good. Let me know when you're ready. You ready? All right. Well, make sure to wash your hands after eating. But you used your hand now, so. All right. So Ezekiel, we did Ezekiel. Now Daniel.
The Book of Daniel. The story is set right after Babylon's first attack on Jerusalem, and they had plundered the city and its temple and taken a wave of Israelites into exile. Among them were 4 men from the royal family of David. Daniel, who's later named Belteshazzar, and his 3 friends who you probably know by their Babylonian names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. This book tells of their struggles to maintain hope in the land of their conquerors. The book's design seems pretty simple at first. Chapters 1 through 6 contain stories about Daniel and his friends in Babylon, while chapters 7 through 12 contain the visions of Daniel about the future. But this 2-part shape is made even more interesting by another design feature, and that's the book's language. It begins in Hebrew, the language of the Israelites, but chapters 2 through 7 are written in Aramaic, a cousin language to Hebrew spoken widely among the ancient empires. But then in chapters 8 through 12, it goes back to Hebrew. This design shows how chapters 2 through 7 are a coherent section, but it also highlights the importance of chapters 2 and 7 for understanding the later chapters of the book. Let's just dive in. Chapter 1 introduces the basic tension of the first half of the book. Daniel and his friends, they're really wise and capable, and they're recruited to serve in the royal palace of Babylon. But they're pressured to give up their Jewish identity by living and eating like Babylonians and violating the Jewish food laws found in the Torah. So they refuse, and they choose faithfulness to the Torah, and it puts them in danger. But God delivers them, and they end up being elevated by the king of Babylon. After this begins the Aramaic section, which you'll see has this really cool symmetrical design. So first, the king of Babylon has a dream that, it turns out, only Daniel is able to interpret. It's about a huge statue made of 4 types of metal, and it symbolizes a sequence of kingdoms, and the head is Babylon. But then a huge rock comes flying in, and it shatters the statue, and it becomes this huge mountain. Now, this dream is the first of many symbolic visions in the book, and this one introduces the basic storyline of them all. Daniel says that the statue represents a train of human kingdoms following from Babylon, and they will all fill God's world with violence. But one day, God's kingdom will come and will confront and humble the arrogant kingdoms of this world and fill the world with the healing justice of God's reign and rule. After this, chapter 3 tells the famous story of Daniel's 3 friends who refuse to bow down and worship a huge idol statue, which, like the statue in chapter 2, represents the king and his imperial power. And so the friends are persecuted. They're thrown into a fiery furnace, but God delivers them from death, and they're exalted by the king, who now acknowledges their God as the true one. After this come a pair of stories about two Babylonian kings, the father, Nebuchadnezzar, and then his son, Belshazzar. They're both filled with pride because of their imperial power, and so, like in chapter 2, God warns them both through dreams and then visions, which, also like chapter 2, only Daniel can interpret. He says that both kings are to humble themselves before God, and both kings arrogantly resist. So Nebuchadnezzar is stricken with madness. He becomes like a beast in the field. But then he humbles himself before God, and his humanity returns to him. He's restored as king. This is in contrast with his son, Belshazzar, who doesn't humble himself before God, and he's assassinated that very night. Now, these two stories draw this imagery from Genesis chapters 1 and 2 and Psalm 8, where humans are depicted as the royal image of God. He's given them authority to rule over the beasts of the field and the birds of the air on behalf of God, who is the world's true king. But when human kingdoms forget that, when they rebel and make themselves and their power into a god, they become less than human, like violent beasts who will face God's justice. Which brings us to chapter 6, the pair of chapter 3. And this time it's Daniel who's being persecuted because he refuses to pray and worship the king as a god. And so, like the friends, he's sentenced to death and he's thrown into a lion's den. But God delivers him from the beasts, and like the friends, the king exalts Daniel and praises his God, which brings us to chapter 7. It's the pair of chapter 2 and the center of the book where all its themes come together. It's another dream, but it's Daniel's this time. And ironically, he can't understand the dream until an angelic messenger explains it to him. He sees a series of 4 beasts, one like a lion, then like a bear, then one like a winged leopard, each of these symbolizing an arrogant kingdom. And last of all is a super beast, identified as a really evil empire, and it has lots of horns, a common symbol for kings in the Old Testament, and there's one specific horn who is an image of an arrogant king who exalts himself above God and persecutes God's people. Now they are symbolized by a figure called the Son of Man, who's an image for both God's covenant people, but also for their king from the line of David. But then all of a sudden, God, who's called the Ancient of Days, comes and he sets up his throne. He destroys the super beast and he exalts the Son of Man on the clouds, where he comes up to sit at God's right hand and share in God's rule over the nations. We can look back now and see how all of these stories in the first half fit together. The 3 stories of faithfulness despite persecution, these are meant to offer hope to God's suffering people among the nations. But they suffer because human kingdoms have rebelled against God and have become beasts. And so these visions encourage patience, that God's people are to wait for him to bring his kingdom and rule over our world and vindicate his suffering people. But it raises the question about when God is going to do that, and that's what these final 3 visions set out to explore. In chapter 8, Daniel has another vision about the final 2 beasts of chapter 7, but this time they're symbolized by a ram, who we're told is the image of the empire of the Medes and Persians, and then by a goat, who's an image of ancient Greece. And out of the goat come a whole bunch of horns, one of which symbolizes the evil king from chapter 7. And we're told more about him, that he will attack Jerusalem and exalt himself above God and defile the temple with idols. However, in the end, he will be destroyed by God, who will exalt his people and his kingdom. Now, by chapter 9, Daniel is very puzzled, especially as to when all of this is going to take place. And so he consults the scroll of the prophet Jeremiah, where God said that Israel's exile would only last 70 years. So for Daniel, the 70 years is almost up. And so he asks God to fulfill his promise soon. But an angel comes and informs him that Israel's sin and rebellion has continued. And so their time of exile and oppression will continue on 7 times longer than Jeremiah envisioned. Daniel is deeply disturbed by this, and he has one final vision. We're shown the same sequence of kingdoms. It's Persia, then Greece, and Alexander the Great, followed by lesser kings, all leading up to this final king of the north, who will invade Jerusalem, set up idols in the temple, and exalt himself above God. But then, all of a sudden, this king comes to ruin. Now, there's been endless debate about what all of these visions refer to. Many see a clear connection to the exploits of the Syrian king Antiochus in the 160s BC. He killed many faithful Jews in Jerusalem and set up idols in the temple. Others think it points forward to the Roman Empire's role in the execution of Jesus and the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in AD 70. And still others think it will be fulfilled in future events that have yet to happen when Jesus will return. Now the problem is that the symbols and the numbers, they don't quite match any of these views perfectly. But it opens up the possibility that in a sense, they are all right. The book of Daniel has been designed to offer hope to all future generations of God's people. It did so in the days of Antiochus' empire, and it has ever since. This is why Jesus could use imagery from Daniel to describe and confront the oppressive leaders he confronted in Jerusalem. This is why John, the visionary who wrote the Revelation, could adapt Daniel's visions and apply them to Rome of his day and also all future oppressive empires. And so the point of Daniel is that all generations of readers can find here a pattern and a promise. It's a pattern that human beings and their kingdoms become violent beasts when they glorify their own power, when they redefine right and wrong and don't acknowledge God as their true king. But Daniel also holds out a promise that one day God will confront the beast. He will rescue his world and his people by bringing his kingdom over all nations. And so for every generation, this book speaks a message of hope that should motivate faithfulness. And that's what the book of Daniel is all about. Motivate is all about.
All right, takeaways from the book of Daniel. Book of Hope, right? And so here Daniel, he's one of the people who has been exiled from Jerusalem. And so there is this hope to stay faithful even when there's compromise all over the place. But then here there's always going to be kings who glorify themselves, but then they get humbled, and which is kind of like the human condition. Is we're supposed to be the royal image of God, but we rebel and try to make ourselves God, and once we become like beast. All right, friend, we can start. Yep. Yep. Cool. This ramen's very salty. Mm-hmm.
It's over. Give me strength. Take Heal! Yeah! Back off! Back off! Take this! This is it!
Got her halfway. We're almost there. I have no idea. You have to look it up.
Heal. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Heal. Yeah. Yeah. Heal. Give me strength. This is it. Yeah, it's over.
Darn it.
Yeah. Take this. Yeah. Take this. Yeah. This is it. Heal. There. Done. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Take this. Yeah. Back off. Heal. It's over. Yeah, yeah. 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 Let's go. Yeah, it's over.
I healed. Yeah. Nice.
Heal. Take this. Back off. Back off.
Oh, there's always that last dodge, last attack. Okay. I'll try blocking.
Take this. Back off. Yeah. Back off. Yeah. Back off. This is it. Heal. Yeah. This is it. It's over. This is it. Heal. This is it. Yeah. This is it. Take this. Back off. This is it. Oh.
The final form. All right.
Yeah. Back off. It's over. Back off. This is it. Heal. Yeah. It's over. There. Yeah. Yeah. Give me strength.
Ah.
Let's go. It's over.
What's spamage? Need some eggs with that spam.
Heal! Yeah! It's over! Take this! Yeah! Back off! Back off! Heal! Yeah! It's over! Yeah! Heal! Yeah!
Oh.
It's over! Back off! Yeah! Heal! Yeah! Back off!
So it's always that backdrop that I don't like. Sweet, I'm safe, and then does the foot stop.
Yeah! It's over! Yeah! Back off! It's over! Back off! Yeah! Back off!
Ah.
It's over! Yeah! Back off! Yeah. This is it. Heal. Yeah.
Oh, I set that timing wrong. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Take this. Back off.
I healed. Nice.
Take this. Yeah. Back off. Heal. It's over. Take this. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody come quick!
Okay.
Oil! Oh! Oil! Somebody come quick!
Heal.
It's that rotation. It's hard to break her from it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Take this. Take this. Yeah. Back off. It's over. Back off. There. Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, wow! Normal! Oil! Thorough!
Give me strength. Yeah. This is it. It's over. Yeah. 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 Heal. It's yeah. Okay. Take this. Yeah. Take this.
He lightning bolt me mid comboing her. What is that garbage?
Take this.
So,
This is it. Yeah. This is it. It's over. This is it. Yeah. Back off. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. Heal. This is it. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. Take this. Back off. This is it. Yeah. It's over. This is it. Heal. This is it. It's over. Take this. Let's go.
Boss. You know what? That's fine. I don't have to defeat her right now. I'll wait till I get more defenses, all that kind of jazz. I can defeat her. Oh, I tried blocking it.
Yeah.
Trying to practice, I guess, blocking since they're not gonna give me dodge rolls. Well, a little too early. A little too early.
Yeah. Heal. Yeah. Take this. Back off. Yeah. It's over. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. Take this. Yeah. This is it. This is it. Yeah. Let's go. This is it.
off! Royal!
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Heal. Yeah. This is it.
I tried healing.
It's over. Heal. It's over. This is it.
Oh!
Yeah. Take this. Take this. Heal. Take this. Yeah. Back off. Yeah. This is it. It's over. It's over. It's over. This is it. Give me strength. Back off. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Kneel. Back off. Back off. It's over. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Back off.
Oh my Lanta. Like I feel like gosh. I'll be pressing forward when I hit guard.
It's over. Take this.
Oops, I blocked.
Back off. Take this. Heal. It's over. Yeah. Back off. Give me strength. Yeah. This is it.
What? I hit X. You just can't do it mid-combo. Have to wait till counter. Alright. Getting closer and closer, figuring out her stick. Oh, hit way too late. Alright, Char, in 5 minutes we have to go through step.
Take this!
Donald!
Heal!
Donald!
Yeah!
Oh!
There! Let's go!
You can press X to dodge, but the shadow form. You get practice of guarding.
Take this! Take this! Take this! Back off! Let's go! Fire! Fire! Fire!
Oh, what? Is there no like? Is there no guard button in wisdom form?
This is it! It's over! It's over! Let's go! It's over! Yeah! Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it. It's over. Let's go. Take this. It's over. Yeah, back off. It's over. Yeah. Back off. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know where it was spawning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's over. Back off. This is it. Hey. Back off. Hey. This is it. Give me strength. Back off. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody come win!
Way too early.
Win!
Give me strength.
Sora! I can do this!
Heal.
Hold it! Hold it!
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold it!
Yeah. Back off. This is it.
Hold it! You okay? Hold it!
I tried.
Kneel. This is it. Yeah. Back off. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. Back off. Let's go.
What? You have to hit a mid swing.
Yeah. Take this. This is it. This is it. It's over. Take this. Heal. Back off. Take this. Give me strength. Yeah.
Ah. All right, Charlie, we're at time, my friend. Gotta go through step. And super hydrate, please.
This is it. Take this. Yeah. Take this. Back off. Take this. This is it. It's over. This is it. Heal. Yeah. Okay. Loyal light. Yeah.
Oh, I pressed X. Come on.
It's over. Yeah. It's over. It's over. Take this. Give me strength. Yeah. Heal.
Loyal.
Heal. Take this. Yeah. This is it. Back off. Back off. Back off. Yeah. Heal.
Dude, where do you do it? Still haven't figured out that stage yet. Oh. Can I just block it? I want to try just simply blocking it. That's like at the same time I get electrocuted.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. This is it.
Okay, game. Full heads up, it is 3:30. We're leaving at 4:30. Reminder. So let me know when you're ready to go through step.
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Take this. Heal. Yeah. Take this. Back off. Take this. Give me strength.
I press X to dodge. What is your deal, game? Not dodge, guard. There's no dodge.
It's over. Take this. Take this. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just dodge? Can't block through that?
Yeah. Heal. Take this. Yeah. Take this. Take this. Yeah. This is it. It's over. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? That was like barely a jump.
Take this. Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Take this. Take this. It's over. Back off. Light. Take this. It's over. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's read. We're in First Kings. All right, ready to start seeing Solomon take a nosedive? Making sure. Yes. I think we're right here. Oh, we read this. Okay. Right here. First Kings chapter 8, verse 31 to 40. A few things you can pray for. Christ, you're amazing. Thank you for the gift of visual arts. Thank you that on these devices we can engage the ancient writings that communicate how you have worked with humanity, specifically work with the Israelites right now. And how you worked with the Israelites is in the greater is how you worked with humanity, because humanity was blessed through the Israelites. So thank you, Jesus, that you identify as someone who is long-nosed anger. I mean, it takes a lot to really get the fire brimming. And it's always connection to how we treat the other. Because how we treat you is connected to how we treat the other. That shows time and time again. People who choose to serve other gods, the other gods demand really wicked things. So King Jesus, right here, right now, you declare that you are my God. And I serve you. Thank you for giving me my wickedness and waywardness. Thank you, King Jesus, that it's even in the Lord's Prayer. So please forgive me of my iniquities, and may your will be done on heaven as on earth. Amen. When a person wrongs his neighbor, and the neighbor takes up an oath against him to swear, and the oath comes before your altar in the house, may you yourselves listen in the heavens and act and decide for your servants, by declaring the guilty person to be guilty, bringing his conduct on his head, and by declaring the innocent person to be innocent, giving to him in accordance with his innocence. When your people Israel take a beating before an enemy because they wrong you, but they turn to you and confess your name and plead and ask for grace from you in this house, may you yourselves listen to the heavens and pardon your people Israel's wrongdoing and restore them to the land you gave their ancestors. When the heavens shut themselves and there is no rain because they wrong you, but they plead toward this place and confess your name and turn from their wrongdoing because you afflict them, may you yourselves listen to the heavens and pardon the wrongdoing of your servants, your people Israel, when you had shown them the good way they should walk in, and give them rain on the country that you gave your people to possess. When famine happens in the country, when epidemic happens, blight, mildew, locust, caterpillar, when their enemy besieges them in the country, in their settlements, any trouble, any disease, any plea, any prayer for grace, that there will be by any person from all your people Israel who acknowledge each one the trouble of his own spirits, and spreads his hand towards this house. May you yourselves listen in the heavens, the place where you live, and pardon and act, and give to the person in accordance with all his way, as you know his spirit, because you yourselves alone know the spirit of all human beings, so that they may revere you all the days they are living on the face of the land that you gave our ancestors. I just had a phone call from the rector of the church where I am to preach on Sunday. It will be Pentecost, and I thought they were asking me just because they wanted a guest preacher for that festival, but she apparently forgotten to tell me that the church is also celebrating the 100th anniversary of its moving from being a mission to being a parish, a time when it had ceased needing financial support from the diocese and became able to support itself financially. In a sense, she now wants the church to move from being a parish to being a mission, that is, to being outward looking in mission. That, she told me, will be the theme of the church prayer on this Sunday. Surely that is a great theme for a church's anniversary celebration, and hardly a prayer God could resist. Which is my segue into Solomon's prayer, a prayer about prayer. What can you pray about and expect God to answer? You can pray for God to be involved in seeing that justice is done and that disputes are resolved fairly. The first prayer concerns a situation when one person claims to have been wronged by another person. Maybe his wheat field caught fire and he believes that the other person set it on fire, and there are no witnesses to help decide who is in the right. One of the people can lay an oath on the other, that is, make him swear he didn't do wrong. Superficially, this resembles the oath Western courts conventionally require. But Solomon takes God's involvement more seriously. The temple becomes the place where you take the oath, so that you take it before God in quite a strong sense. That obviously puts psychological pressure on people. But Solomon presupposes something bigger than that. He asks the God who is in the heavens to pay attention to the oath that is taken in the divine dwelling on earth, and he presupposes that God will then act. The answer will come not in the form of a voice from heaven or a conviction on the part of a priest or a shrewd insight on the king's part, as happened in the case of the two mothers with one baby, but in the way God makes things work out in trouble for the guilty person and blessing for the innocent person. Several of the prayers concern when things go wrong for the people of God. Maybe they experience defeat. Maybe there is no rain. Maybe there's famine or an epidemic. Typically of the Old Testament, Solomon doesn't assume that every such reversal issues from the people's wrongdoing, but he assumes that it is true of some such reversals. But they have one of those experiences. It is thus appropriate to ask a question about whether it is a divine chastisement, not simply to assume that it is just one of those things. Solomon's prayer assumes that God is involved in the world and is not just an absentee landlord. Maybe the experience makes them face ways in which they have been doing wrong in relation to God. Perhaps they've been praying to other gods or making images of God, or attaching God's name to things that have nothing to do with God, or ignoring the Sabbath. Just consider the first 4 commandments. Given that they had turned away from God, their task is then to turn back. The literal meaning of the verb, commonly translated repents. Given that they had not been acknowledging that Yahweh is God, their task is to confess God's name again. Then they can plead with God. It is a common word for prayer, implying that we stand before the judge and plead our case. Of course, as wrongdoers, we have no rights. We cannot plead for justice. All we can do is plead for mercy. That implicit in the verb ask for grace, that goes along with plead. Because talk in terms of grace also presupposes that we have no right, but that we know God is gracious. Then the people who pray before the earthly temple may hope that God will listen in the heavenly temple, and they may hope that God may pardon. Whereas forgiveness is something people who are equals offer one another. Pardon is what a king or president gives to a subject. Using this word not only recognizes that we have no rights and are making no excuses, it recognizes the power differential between us and God. It also recognizes the obligation on the part of the one in power to bear in mind an obligation not to undermine standards of justice or make it seem as if people can get away with wrongdoing or imply that doing wrong does not matter. It recognizes all this, yet it can still hope for pardon. People may also hope for restoration to the land. God, in some sense, removed David's wrongdoing, though the story did not say that God pardoned or forgave him, but did not restore things to the way they had been before. Solomon invites people to believe that God restores as well as pardons. The prayer concerning what we might call natural disasters makes an unexpected shift to talk about such troubles affecting individuals. Sometimes it's simply an individual family that runs out of food or an individual person who experiences some illness, like the Psalms. Solomon's prayer keeps a balance between the corporate and the individual. The Psalms sometimes constitute prayers for the community to pray when it experiences trouble and comes to the temple to bring its reversal to God. They sometimes constitute prayers for an individual to pray when he or she experiences trouble. When that happens, the individual comes to God, maybe with members of the family, to bring the trouble to God. Israel knew that God was involved both in the life of the community and in that of the individual. Solomon refers to the way God knows how this trouble relates to the person's spirit, literally heart, which has various implications. God can tell how our troubles affect us in our spirit and can tell whether there is something wrong in our attitude to God or to other people that lies behind the trouble that has come to us. It's both good news and solemn news that God knows our spirits. Both the good side and the solemn side links with the fact that the aim and result of God's being involved in answering their prayers will be that they revere God all their days. While it is misleading to think of this as involving a negative fear of God, both the Old and New Testament assume that reverence for God recognizes the seriousness of the fact that God is God and we aren't. And they assume that this recognition affects our attitude and also our lives. Reverence for God issues in doing what God says. It also relates to the fact that God can look into our spirits. God is not limited to what we say and do, yet Solomon's prayer implies another aspect to the dynamic, whereby we are led into reverence and obedience. God knows that God knows what is in our hearts, and in the sense that God knows the pressures and pains we live with. And even when God sees sin in our hearts, God is one who pardons. That might make us take God's pardon for granted. Solomon's prayer rather believes in a different dynamic. That appreciation for God's love and grace issues in that reverence. All right, friend, we can start. You know what? I'm going to pause on this. I've been hitting it so many times. I'm tired of slapping my face against this for right now. I need a break. I'm gonna go do main mission. Oh my Lanta. Ah! Let's.
Whoa!
Do you think?
Looks like there's more Heartless now.
Let's go check in with everyone.
I think they're at Merlin's.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
It's Cloud.
Oh, Cloud.
What you doing?
I'll get him. This time, we settle it. Me and the one who embodies all the darkness in me.
I thought you looked kinda different, Cloud.
If I do, it's his fault.
Whose?
Sephiroth. Tell me if you see him.
Okay, what's he look like?
We fought him.
Silver hair. Carries a long sword.
Sure. Well, be seeing you, Cloud.
Be careful. He messes with your head. Makes you think darkness is the only way.
Is something wrong?
It's nothing.
Hello.
Hey, Houston.
I don't want
How are
you
you doing,
involved.
my friend?
Okay. I have a canker sore under my tongue.
You mean
Oh,
you don't want
I
me
mean, a lot
there
of
when
fun
you go
problems.
away again?
I just...
I'm sorry, my friend.
Listen. Even if I go far away,
What are you
I'll
up
come
to?
back.
Are you working right now?
Yes, sir.
Tea?
Do you mean it?
Yeah.
See? You don't look so sure. Well, okay. I understand. Go. Get things settled.
Huh?
No matter how far away you are, once you find your light, I'm sure it will lead you back here again. Right?
I suppose.
The Cloud has
So
more
I'll
of a
stay
leading role.
here. And I'll cheer for you. Okay, Cloud?
Okay.
Wonder if he'll be okay.
He'll be fine. I'm sure there's some light in him somewhere.
You're right.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm on Triple and Deep Rock Survivors.
Oh, nice. Still?
Yep. It's quite difficult.
Hmm. Okay.
So it takes a bit longer to get super far on it.
Hmm. Is it one of those beat many times?
It's more of, it's very difficult to beat many times in the first place.
Hmm.
Maybe you can try it out when you're in a more
Well, I've been
not thinking mood.
well, I've been considering it, but I can't I can't play your Steam share while he's using my Steam share.
And he's currently doing it.
Yeah, he's elding it.
Okay.
I think Sid's hacking the mainframe. He's in. I'm in.
He's in. Hacker Man's in.
Oh, did it here? Come on.
But it looks like Broheim is wanting to get his own copy of Elden Ring so we could all play together. So eventually I'll be able to
Eeyore,
partake of the Steam
are
share.
you okay? Gosh, that's too bad, Eeyore. After all that work.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some coffee. So Justin.
Yes.
So
So yes.
So Wednesday to Friday, Robin and Bailey be gone. So
Okay.
I pretty much, unless something comes up, pretty much I'm gonna be gaming after work. Um,
All right.
so let's say if you get Helldiver 2, I would just have to get Helldiver 2.
No
All
matter.
right.
Most likely would have fallen down anyway.
Well, I'll help you fix your house, Eeyore.
Oh, hello there, Piglet. Thanks for offering. Wouldn't want to spoil your fun day, though.
But Ethan will also be over those nights, so we could actually continue our Baldur's Gate. Now I think about it, so without spending money.
Well, hello, Piglet. And hello, somebody I don't know.
Pooh, this is Eeyore. You know
Indeed.
Eeyore, don't you?
I do.
Since that has been money already spent.
Mm-hmm.
What could have happened to him?
Oh, I have an idea. Maybe Pooh's tummy is so rumbly that it's making him forget. If we bring him some honey, he's sure to remember.
Well, I guess it's worth a try.
Might work, but probably not.
First, we gotta find some honey.
If honey's what you're looking for, I know just the place. Follow me.
Oh.
Splendid, just splendid.
This is the place I told you about.
Wow, look at that.
How yummy for my tummy.
But doesn't that honey belong to someone?
Why after he and Oscar to rescue Pooh. Or Pooh. Hmm. 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 Sure. Hmm.
Perhaps a bit more. Oh, my tummy rumbled. Oh, my tummy rumbled. Perhaps a bit more.
What the heck?
Service. Gopher is the name.
Oh man. Oh, I see.
Oh. Thank you very much, dear somebody.
Gopher here. Gopher is the name.
Perhaps a bit more. Oh my. Thank you very much, dear somebody. Oh, my tummy rumbled.
Exit dash? Okay. Ah, I see.
Gopher here. Gopher is the name.
Oh, my tummy rumbled.
There now, Pooh. Have just as much as you'd like.
Why, thank you. Pardon me, kind somebody, but do you know where I might find another smackerel or two of honey?
Oh.
My tummy seems to be telling me there's some honey right in there. Mother, I'm stuck.
He still doesn't remember. What in the world has gotten into Pooh Bear?
Whatever it is, we better help him.
Oh, yes, and quickly, too.
No stuff and fluff.
1, 2, 3. You're okay now, Pooh.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that if I were you. Why, just look at him. He doesn't even remember who I am. Perhaps it's all this blustery wind, or maybe he actually needs more honey, or he's sleepwalking and dreaming.
Well, if I am dreaming, which I suppose I could be, I hope that I get to the part where you invite me to lunch again very soon, Rabbit.
That's right, you're always stopping by for lunch. Wait, Pooh, you called me Rabbit.
Well, of course, Rabbit.
What about Eeyore? And do you remember Eeyore too, Pooh?
Oh, hello there, Eeyore. It's ever so nice to see you today.
Thanks for noticing me, Pooh Bear.
And hello to you too, somebody I don't know.
Well, at least you remember Rabbit and Eeyore now.
Great Fridays takes its toll.
Huh?
Oh, she's like, "Where's that pepper and salt?" And I was like, "Oh, Great Friday." From the oil mixture.
Time to have a dedicated supply just for the stuff they send.
Get a little gallon of it. Gallon of each.
Or just a separate container for them. For them. I mean, a gallon of salt and pepper is a very much amount, since that's something you put in like sprinkles. You'd have that for like the next decade.
Perhaps a bit more. Perhaps a bit more. Oh, my tummy rumbled.
At your service. Gophers, the name.
Perhaps a bit more. Perhaps a bit more.
At your Gophers, the name.
Perhaps. Thank you very much, dear somebody. Perhaps a bit more.
Oh.
At your
Oh, my
service.
tummy rumbled.
Gophers, the name.
Oh, my tummy rumbled. Perhaps a bit more.
Do I get anything? Nope. Yeah, the mini games in this one are a little different than the first one. You don't get extra loot for good scores.
Yeah.
I think you like just have to hit like a specific point of it. Not
Yeah.
sure. Like there's a threshold, but I don't know outside of that.
All right, hey, Broheim, we dip in 16 minutes. Which is
Quarter of an hour.
Excuse me, are you with the Restoration Committee? What's Leon's gang up to?
They've got stuff to do over by the castle postern.
Scoop!
Huh?
Let's report. Our leader, of course. Yeah,
Oh,
you
God,
know.
Don't mind her. I assure you, we come in peace.
You're kidding.
Problem? Okay, fine. You do the talking.
So sorry about this.
It's over. Okay. Yeah. Ha.
Hey, Stitch. That makes me happy.
Right. right! Ha. This is it! Yeah.
Where I came, right?
Yeah, this is it. It's over. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Ha. 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 Yeah. Ha. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Well, that's a question for Robin because we're dipping 8 minutes. I have an appointment. Have to be at.
Robin?
He is. Okay. Then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Ha. 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 Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Ha. Back off. Ha. Ha. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. Huh. Ha. 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 Huh. 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 Yeah. Huh. Ha. 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 Yeah. Huh. Huh. Yeah. Ha. 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 Huh. Ha. 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 Huh. 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 Yeah. Ha. Handsome.
Gorge, I guess this must be his room.
Master King! Final upgrade.
Hello?
Hey, you! I'm looking for somebody. Have any of you seen a guy with spiky hair? Spikier. I'll just take a look around. Sorry to bother you.
No bother, ma'am.
So you made it.
Leon! This is it. Where's Kairi? Where's Riku?
Easy. You want to break it?
Oh, sorry. Guess I got a little carried away.
Oh yeah, now you get to do this part.
That's Stitch.
Attention current user. This is a warning. Further misuse of this terminal will result in immediate defensive action.
Who's there?
I am the Master Control Program. I oversee this system.
Where are you?
Donald!
I'm sorry.
Decision gate breached. You are now under arrest.
Arrest?
Run!
Oh my god!
If that's not a Tron reference, then call me Splickies.
A Tron reference, you say? Are you certain it's only a reference?
Go on, show him who's boss. Who are you?
I am Commander Sark.
A heartless commander?
Observe.
Okay, you're the boss. I get it.
Right. Oh, there's a save point soon.
Man, what kind of world is this anyway?
You're inside a mainframe computer system.
A what system?
A computer system for processing data. This system is a copy of one created by a corporation called Encom. The original program was destroyed. But this copy was acquired by another user. The new user updated and customized the programs, renaming the system Hollow Bastion OS. He used the system for town maintenance and to advance his private research. My name is Tron. I'm a security program, but now I'm under arrest, same as you.
Did you guys get any of that?
Gorge! You know, maybe we should just introduce ourselves.
I'm Sora.
And I'm Donald.
Nice to meet you, Tron. I'm Goofy.
With that configuration, you must be users.
Users?
You'd better get out of here quickly. Who knows what the MCP will do to you?
MCP?
The Master Control Program.
All right, try to wrap things up. We gotta go.
It controls the whole system. If you idle here, you will be derezzed.
So, how do we get out of here?
This terminal could have gotten you back to the user world. But the MCP cut the power 50 microcycles ago. If we could bring the energy core in the canyon online, we could power it back up. The problem is, we're stuck in this cell. We're not going anywhere unless we unlock the energy fields.
Well, that's fun looking. All right. Ooh, has a save. All right, Char, we gotta dip, my friend. Please make it quick. All right, love you, Houston. Catch you later.
See ya.